Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hunter x Hunter Institute, your favorite channel when it comes to Hunter x Hunter related discussions. Today's main highlight, Genthru. In the Greed Island arc, he was the final boss that Gon, Killua, and Biscuit had to battle with to beat the game. Genthru's Nen ability is just like a bomber's explosive technique, hence his nickname, the Bomber. One of the scenes with Genthru that stood out was when he used Release. It activated one of his skills that resulted in a large number of players exploding. That was so traumatizing, it still gives me goosebumps now. In this video, let's take a deeper look on Genthru's character, his personality, and his Nen abilities. And another topic for discussion, Genthru versus Biscuit. What would happen if they got on a one-on-one battle? Let's enjoy this video together until its end. Hit the thumbs up button if you think that the mass explosion scene, as traumatizing as it was, is one of the most memorable scenes in the series. And drop us a comment down below with your opinion about Genthru. Tell us what you like or don't like about him. We're excited to read your thoughts. With that said, let's start. 1. Genthru. He's one of the Greed Island players who was hired by Batera to clear the game. His nickname's Gen. He is tall, quite thin, and has a pointed chin. He wears a pair of glasses that adds to his intelligent appearance. Doesn't he kinda resemble Joey from the Yu-Gi-Oh series, but with glasses? What do you think? When Genthru was first introduced, he didn't really seem so different from the mob characters. He also looked kinda timid and nervous. In order to beat Greed Island, Nyx, another player hired by Batera, formed an alliance with the other players. One of the founders is Genthru himself. At first, he was helping the group by recruiting more members. They called the alliance Nyx Alliance, and their strategy is to gather many members and then monopolize both offensive and defensive spell cards in the game. Gon and the others were also invited to join when they arrived on Greed Island, but they refused. Despite his appearance, Genthru's real identity is that he's Greed Island's famous killer, Bomber. For 5 years, he had been deceiving the Alliance members. Behind his facade as a founder of the Alliance, Genthru had been preparing for his real intention of hunting and betraying them. As if he himself is not related to the Bomber, he advises Gon and the others. It's better if you're careful from that murderer called Bomber. It's as if he's having fun lying to others like that. 2. Personality. Genthru seems to have two opposite personalities. One is a kind, friendly, and compassionate person, and on the other end, a villainous serial killer. Within Greed Island, many players have been killed by Genthru. As if killing them wasn't enough, the way he murdered them was extremely brutal. Before they battle Sesgera and Gon's group, Genthru forced some weak players to use risky dice for them so that they won't be taking the high risk of dying. He was ruthless to the point that he, if he can, will kill just for the sake of killing. Just to clear the game, he was willing to do anything, regardless of how cruel or cunning it would be. It seems like he is a depiction of a person who represents evil. On the other hand, when it comes to his comrades, Sub and Bara, Genthru showed a sense of duty and empathy towards them. He was more than willing to take the same risks as his comrades, even if there was nothing for him to gain from it. After they lost the battle with Gon, Killua, and Biscuit, Genthru asked for his friends to be healed instead of asking for himself, even though he was more seriously injured than them. He must have had a strong sense of trust and real friendship with Sub and Bara. He also has a calm personality. As for his intelligence side, we were able to see a glimpse of it when they faced Sesgera. Let's recall that Sesgera is actually a pro hunter and already has a track record in the game. So for Genthru to go against him despite their disadvantage in terms of their numbers, Genthru must have been smart enough to come up with strategies. He actively made contact with Sesgera's group, and it was an interesting battle seeing the two of them predict each other's thoughts and movements. Genthru successfully saw through Sesgera's plan and was able to steal many S-rank designated cards. Perhaps he was one step ahead of Sesgera and his team. 3. Nen Ability. Genthru's first Nen ability is called Little Flower. It's a transmutation skill that gathers powerful Nen on his hand and then causes an explosion on the area where he touched the target. The explosion is so powerful that it can cause the target to get blown into pieces. Just by grabbing his opponent with his hands, Genthru can activate an explosion using Little Flower. It's a skill that can be used in close-range combat. Despite its power, this is actually a double-edged attack, because Genthru's own hands receive damage the moment this skill is activated. To make up for this, Genthru uses his aura to protect his own hands the same time as the explosion. It seems like a smart move from Genthru, but actually, the aura used for the defense is greater than the amount used for the attack. Because of this, he can't hope to make the explosion more powerful. let's go to his next ability. Genthru's second Nen ability is a time bomb technique called Countdown. In order to activate Countdown, it's necessary to clear a number of conditions, but once activated, the bomb that was attached to the target appears, and then the countdown begins. The countdown timer starts from 6,000, and it is linked to the target's heartbeat, so the faster their heart beats, the faster the countdown becomes. Once the bomb is attached to a person, they usually have around an hour before it actually starts ticking. Countdown's power is 10 times stronger than Little Flower. It's a deadly technique that is bound to take the enemy down. There are two conditions that need to be fulfilled in order to activate this ability. One is for Genthru to say the word bomber while touching the opponent's body at the same time. The second condition is for Genthru to explain what the countdown ability is all about and how to cancel it. He can do the conditions in any order. On the other hand, it's possible for the target to cancel the bomb by directly touching Genthru and saying, "I caught the bomber." When fighting against Genthru, the key in defeating this Nen ability depends on whether or not you were touched and in what way. Genthru has another technique called Release. At first, this was thought to be the signal to deactivate the countdown, because Genthru and his team promised the other players to use it to deactivate the bomb attached to them. How misleading. The truth is that this was the ability to force the timer of the countdown to turn to 0, and when the timer becomes 0, it explodes. Genthru and his team used this on a large number of players, which resulted in their annihilation. Upon killing the members of Nick's alliance, Genthru says that he did release them from any future terror, that is. Since this ability requires Genthru, Sabu, and Bara to activate it, we can see that 3 of them really have to have a strong sense of camaraderie, right? If only they extended that friendship to others. 4. Strengths. With how irregular Genthru's fighting method is, how strong is he really? In the series, the only person who Genthru actually fought head-on was Gon. The battle ended with Gon all beaten up, his right hand and throat crushed. In order to fight against Genthru, Gon planned a strategy with Biscuit and Killua before the actual fight, whereas Genthru did not do any preparation for it, which is to say that he fought Gon with his actual strength. Based on this, wouldn't it be safe to say that Genthru is quite strong? Now for the fun part. Let's do some speculation. What would have happened if, instead of Gon, it was actually Biscuit who fought one-on-one with Genthru? Biscuit's Nen ability is to summon Cookie, a female Nen beast using conjuration. Biscuit's aura is transformed into a special lotion used for massage. She specializes in things like beauty effects, and she can also do support roles like helping recover from fatigue. As you all know, when she reverts to her true form, her body grows several times larger and reveals her not-so-cute muscular form. Even without using her Nen ability, her strikes are quite powerful. When Biscuit's aura is combined with an advanced technique, that strike is sure to be powerful. Although Genthru assumed that Gon, Killua, and Biscuit's abilities are similar to the other players chosen to take part in Greed Island, it seemed like he underestimated them, thinking that they were just children. During the trio's battle with Genthru's group, Biscuit faced Bara, and he ended up losing consciousness after one punch from Biscuit in her true form. Let's imagine that Biscuit went against Genthru. First of all, his little flower probably won't work on Biscuit. In order to block this attack, you need to focus your aura on the area that Genthru grabs so that it is protected. When Gon was fighting with Genthru, he still hadn't mastered how to use his aura for defense. Because of this, what Gon could have actually used ended up only being half of what he's capable of. Considering how powerful Biscuit's real form is, Little Flower won't be enough to even break her teeth. Since Biscuit had already mastered how to control her aura, it's safe to say that she'll be able to completely defend Genthru's attack. Now, how about Countdown? Biscuit, who specializes in close-range combat, she'll probably be able to catch Genthru and force him to cancel it. In short, since Biscuit is already stronger in close-range combat than Genthru prefers when fighting, it's easy to predict the outcome of a one-on-one battle between them. Hands down, Biscuit will surely win. Now, how about we try comparing Genthru's strength with the Phantom Troop? In close-range combat, Little Flower can do some effective hits, but the moment it's blocked, it does very little damage to the target. The members of the Phantom Troop were already better than Gon when it comes to using techniques that will change their aura from offense to defense. I doubt that the troop members will even let Genthru touch them, least of all listen to him explain about it, so it's doubtful that the countdown would work. Can you imagine Genthru touching Phaeton or Finks? No, I don't think that's gonna happen. In the end, Genthru's ability can only be effective if he uses it in Greed Island, home of his successes. But away in the real world, Phantom Troop skills are superior. though there is also a possibility of it being an advantage. Genthru's strength is somehow similar to Pakunoda, Kotopi, and Shizuku, who don't really specialize in combat, so perhaps there's some room for them to compete? If ranked together with the Phantom Troop, what place do you think Genthru would be? Do you think he can beat Shellnark? How about Finks? Do share your thoughts with us in the comments. Genthru was able to make a living in Greed Island, but if he was to go to the real world, it's going to be a different story, right? Although Genthru was shown to be a cruel character, there was also a part of him that truly cared for his friends Sub and Bara. However, he's a difficult character to actually hate. If you agree with this, then you're definitely one of us here in Hunter x Hunter Institute. Today's video is over, but rest assured, we have more videos coming for you. We're going to continue spreading the wonders of Hunter x Hunter, so hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more Hunter x Hunter content. That's it for now. Till the next video. See ya!